In this economics, also seized by the rich, slave-owning class of the South, there was little social ethic or role for the government as a dispenser of justice and opportunity for the masses. But robber barons then built railroads, great industries, and banks. And many, like Carnegie and Rockefeller, gave back. Service was their ethic too, some of them. In the Black Book, muckrakers exposed the abuses and appealed to the American conscience and intellect. Populists, progressives, Democrats responded. This economics, trickle-down, supply-side, magic of the marketplace, call it what you will, returned in the early 1980s. Taxes were cut for the wealthy, services for the poor, and spending increased for the military. The regulation of financial derivatives was rejected by President Clinton, the Democrat. Thousands of dependent children were dumped from the welfare rolls in the name of welfare reform by Democrats and Republicans. The New Deal firewalls, which separated commercial banking from investment banking and insurance, were taken down under Clinton between 1998 and 2008. Banks, insurance companies, hedge funds, and the like paid an estimated $1.7 billion in political contributions and this is just the financial services, and $3.4 billion on lobbyists. 5 of them lobbyists for every member of Congress. The credit crisis followed. Robert barons of this age manage money and mismanage it. In the Black Book, Democrats paraded under banners of a new freedom, a new deal, a fair deal, a new frontier, a great society, and under the banner of the new America of Governor Adlai Stevenson. Clinton was the first Democratic president of the new era, the era of the deal, of money and tactics. And in part owing to reforms we adopted over the years to make our politics more accountable and inclusive and democratic. And that's the paradox which emerges. Primary elections were formalities in the old days and well into mine. Some $8 billion in campaign contributions was raised and spent in the last federal election cycle. Party organization was strong, at times abusive, but in the Black Book, the political party stood for something more than money and political power. Ours was a more representative form of democracy. I was a sergeant at arms at the 1948 Democratic Convention stationed just beneath the rostrum. When a young, unknown mayor of Minneapolis and candidate for the United States Senate challenged that smoke-filled room full of hot, sweaty men to do their duty and adopt a strong civil rights plank. Those politicians, assembled for serious business, rose to Hubert Humphrey's challenge. They drove the South out of the party. It was a hopeless year. Harry Truman was nominated for president, cousin Alvin Barkley for vice president. They barnstormed the country by train, railing against the do-nothing Republican Congress. In Illinois, the party leaders gathered behind closed doors to endorse a former New Deal bureaucrat, a senior official of the Roosevelt and Truman administrations during World War II, an architect of the United Nations, an isolationist mid-America for governor. They endorsed an eminent professor of economics from the University of Chicago for United States Senator. He was also a reformed Chicago alderman, which is an oxymoron. Adlai Stevenson and Paul H. Douglas were candidates of the bosses of the machine. Their nominations cost nothing. Primary elections were formalities well into my day. I was the driver day in and day out. The Gov, as he was known to friends, barnstormed the state, factory gates in County Square, railing against the corrupt administration of Governor Green. At night, exhorting the faithful at county meetings, downstate, ward meetings in Chicago, to get everyone registered and out to vote the straight Democratic ticket. And that's the way it was. Well into my time, the straight Democratic ticket. And people responded. We even had a torchlight parade in Republican Bloomington. We always had more friends and votes in voting. And they too won by the largest plurality in the history of Illinois. His campaign cost $157,037. I don't remember any fundraisers, let alone Coles and consultants. The governor-elect searched out and recruited professionals for his administration. They didn't come with endorsements of campaign contributors and party leaders. They didn't pay to play. They sacrificed to serve. Willard Wirtz, a professor of law at Northwestern, recalls a telephone call from the governor-elect asking him to serve as chairman of the Liquor Control Commission. And Wirtz responded, "Oh, what? I don't know anything about liquor control." To which the governor replied, "You know how to keep your hands out of other people's pockets, don't you? That's all you need to know." Wirtz served. He and most went on to serve in high places in the Kennedy and Johnson administrations. Not one of them went on to be a lobbyist or a convict. State government was reformed, blocked in the legislature. The Gov appealed to the people. He went over the heads of the politicians on weekly radio programs. And he won support. He won support for a gas tax increase, better roads, reformed the mental institutions, cracked down on gambling, which was illegal. State aid for education was doubled. Municipal government was modernized. The state police were put under civil service. It's a long litany. Bill Wirtz called it idealism with muscle. Paul Powell, of later shoebox fame, remember him? He was Speaker of the House, forced to go along with increased truck license fees. The governor thanked him for the support, to which Powell responded, "I'm sure glad to have the thanks, Governor, because it cost me $50,000. The governor explained publicly, not apropos of Powell, but cleanliness is next to godliness, except in the Illinois legislature, where it's next to impossible. He replaced some 30,000 Republicans with good Democrats. One grateful Democrat assured him he'd been a lifelong Democrat ever since he got his state job. Of course, 30,000 was something of a come down. My family, Adlai I, as Assistant Postmaster General in Grover Cleveland's first term, replaced 40,000 Republican postmasters with good Democrats. That was a public service for which he was rewarded by his grateful party with his nomination for Vice President in 1892. And I have another present, another gift for Maureen and her collection. This is a letter dated March 15, 1887. From the Post Office Department, Office of the First Assistant Postmaster General, Washington, D.C. Honorable W.W. Armstrong, etc. My dear sir, I am in receipt of your letter of the 10th instant. In reply, permit me to say that your official bond has been approved, and your commission will go to the President for his signature this evening. Yours very truly, A.E. Stevenson. That was one of the postmasters. You think he wrote 40,000 of those? Anyway, it's not in very good shape.